The cold dirt and stone rubs along the matted, dark fur of a creature as it claws at the stone, moving through the earth, feeling the vibrations around it. Its sharpened teeth tearing into another beast it had found underneath the soil. As this creature moves, it is searching for something or someone. As this creature scratches and claws its way ever closer to its quarry, it feels through the ground the footsteps of a group of people gathered together as it prepares to make its move. The die is cast, and welcome to Spellcheck. Last time, our party, the Shattered Blade, mostly reunited, with Ro getting the help from Jack and Feldspar to break Leinara and Kenzie out of Heliodor's private prison, also freeing another Numenari ally with them. After defeating all the guards and escaping through a tunnel molded by the druid, they were able to escape into the caves and reunite, as Leinara was also freed from the illusory world that the illusioner prison guard had put upon both Kenzie and Leinara, though Kenzie had broken out earlier. Leinara breaking out reluctantly with the help of Zingulka, their warlock patron. And that is where we find ourselves today, as Feldspar and the two younger druids hurry away into the caves, eager to not be around this situation. We find our two new allies, Jack and this Numenari monk, and our party, well, most of it, Ro, Leinara, and Kenzie, gathered in this old smuggler's tunnel deep beneath Sandrigara. What would our party be doing here at this point? This would be a couple minutes. You've had a chance to catch your breath at least a little. Yeah, what would you guys be doing?
Kenzie might walk up to Leinara just to make sure they're not gonna scream again. Well, just be like, are you okay?
I mean, as okay as I'm gonna get, I suppose. Yeah.
What did you see in the prison, in the trance thing? If you want to share. You kind of shook quite violently.
Oh.
So just wanted to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, that I have a guess at what that was. I had a little bit of help getting out of that. I was home. That's what I saw. I mean, now that I think about it, really hasn't been that long since I actually last saw it, but 8 or 9 months, it's it's still a while. Yeah. I left a couple weeks after my 20th birthday, and I haven't been back since, so it just, it kind of, yeah.
While this conversation is going on, Ro's gonna cast 3rd level Cure Wounds on Nara. Which is 36 health.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I needed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And after after Ro heals them, you can see for a second, Leinara gets this look in their eyes. It's like, oh shit, I fucked up.
Ro's
and-
gonna go. Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, what's wrong, my child?
Don't say that.
Say what?
Nothing. I just
What's wrong? What's happened?
just don't. I don't call me that.
Call you what?
Don't. You're not my real mom. Don't call me that. Don't. I'm not. I have a real mom, and she's back at home, and I don't need another family. I'm gonna go back to that one.
Okay.
Just don't, please. I'm gonna go back. I have to.
Well,
I'm sorry.
After we finish up business here, I'm sure we can get you
No,
back home.
I can't. I can't. I have to, but I can't.
Why can't you?
I just can't. Okay, it's not how it works. I can't. There's no way. There's no way. There's nothing. I can't just get on a boat and go back. There's no boat that goes back in time. I can't do it. There's no way back. And I've tried, and I just can't. And
Oh, Nara.
maybe the only person who can send me back is the one who brought me here. I don't think he's ever gonna do it. I can't.
Ro's gonna stop, kind of like rubbing Nara's back a little bit. You know, Nara, I've been there around when I was 20 as well.
No, it's not like that. It's
No.
not. You don't.
I can't. I tried to go back and I couldn't. I wasn't allowed. I know what it's like to lose your home and your family. I do understand.
Not
But
like
you've-
this.
You've got friends. We've got your back.
You can't send me back in time.
I know.
You can't.
I know what it's like to regret.
No, I mean it. Like, bro, I'm a time traveler. I can't go home. That place is almost 4 years ago. I can't go back. I tried. I've tried so hard. But I don't think there's any way back for me anymore.
Oh, oh, Nara. It's okay. It's okay. I do understand though, Nara. You think I don't, but I do. I left.
I wanted.
I left when I was 20. And I can't ever go back. And it's my fault. I lost my family. I lost my home. I lost my best friend. You're not alone. I know what you're going through. And it's difficult, but if you have to go back in time to get what you had before, but you can't, you just have to move forwards. It's the only way. You gotta keep going. Maybe we can figure out a way for you to go back.
I've tried so much. I had the entire arcane library of the monastery at my disposal. Nothing's worked. Stupid fucking flower didn't even work.
Then we just gotta keep moving. We gotta keep going. You'll be okay.
I just miss them so much.
I know.
I wish I'd never left. I should just
I know.
stayed. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
After hearing Nara say that, Rose just gonna be in so much pain because she's been exactly through what Nara's been through and knows exactly what Nara's talking about and doesn't really know what to say anymore.
As you guys can kind of take a moment to collect yourselves, now having this revelation, having the true purpose of that original Wisp Lily revealed, you guys would hear a scratching, a clawing the stone. And could I get a perception check from someone?
Ro, you want to do that? Sorry, I need a moment.
Yep, I'll do the perception check. Okay, that's 11.
Oh.
With an 11, you notice, just in time, but not fast enough to react, as claws break through the soil, as this pointed face with these pinkish tendrils on the sides of its nose emerges from the ground as you see about a foot-long mole emerge out of the ground and flop onto the ground next to you guys. Yeah, you guys would know this. There's a Garin mole. It's about a foot long. Has a little like star nose kind of thing going on. Sharp little claws. It just kind of starts pushing itself across the floor towards you. It's got like half a worm in its mouth that's finishing chewing.
My heart can't take this, Archer.
uh, as this thing moves closer, this monstrous beast of a 1 foot long cute little mole scooches over. You guys would hear a voice from the mole. Hello? Hello? Is now a poor time?
What the fuck?
You can just see this mole looks at all of you, just like, you know when you walk in on something you probably like shouldn't have. If someone wants to do an
Yours
Arcana
literally
check,
did
you
break
can on
down.
why this thing why this is talking to you.
A what check?
I
If someone wants to
Arcana.
make
I
an
can do it
Arcana.
if you guys want.
Oh, yeah, you.
I can do it. That's a 21.
It's some kind of animal messenger spell.
Okay.
Someone sent this animal to come deliver a message, and it's just showed up right now. Hello?
Hi.
Can we help you?
Hello. Yes. You will come beneath the earth. Deeper. Speak to the master. Speak to Raven, friend.
Is he okay? Is he?
Yes, the master is fine.
No, the Raven.
Oh, yes, he's fine. But no.
Oh.
Well, alive. Okay. Getting better.
Okay. Okay, that works. That's good. Okay.
I think the two people with you, the monk, who I still don't think you've learned the name of, and
They're in
Jack
this
just
room.
look down at this mole with such tonal whiplash of overhearing what Nara just said, and then a mole pops out of the ground and starts gapping. They both just are
God.
completely silent about this. All right, let's go. And you'd see the mole start sliding down down one of the tunnels.
Nope.
Follow.
Nope.
Follow.
No.
Let's follow it.
Follow.
Do I have to go down that way?
Yes.
It'll be fine.
Would you rather go down the hole I made? It's smaller. You cannot fit.
Oh, I thought we were going down that hole. Oh, sorry.
Oh, just a different tunnel. Like when you can fit. This thing's a
Okay,
foot
sorry.
long.
Okay, yeah, then the arm's gonna fall.
Alright. You guys can follow the mole down into the earth. I'm trying to decide if the monk would come with you guys. I think he doesn't know the way out. So he is gonna come with, I guess. I'm gonna... You know what? Jack's also gonna come. He's got nowhere better to be.
Yay! Rory's best friend.
Got in front of that guy, scream in his face, and then have a breakdown.
Yeah, the funny part is you still haven't... I don't think he knows your name, and you don't know his name.
No,
as
we
you guys-
know each other's names.
Oh, you do? Oh, cool.
Yeah, that happened.
I forgot I introduced him then. As you guys walk down with Jack and Uther then, you go deep into these tunnels and eventually come out into this large open chamber with big stone pillars and a temple built at the far end. And as you approach, you can see 4 figures. There are 2 druid-looking people who are armored in like this stone armor, standing at either side of this entrance. And in the middle, you can see Kaerith and someone Ro would recognize as Malachi Solanima, one of the 3 most powerful people in the city. And one of the other oligarchs. And you guys are officially reunited. What would you guys like to do?
Leinara's gonna run up to Kaerith and be like, "Oh, thank goodness you're fine. I'm so sorry."
Hey, we didn't have to use the missing poster that I drew in the other city. And Kenzie just like
Oh my
holds out
God,
the really
Kenzie.
badly drawn missing poster that she did.
I'm glad you still have that in your inventory.
Oh my god.
Rose is also gonna run up to Kaerith, and she's gonna cast that level Kill Wounds on him as well.
Kaerith actually looks healed.
Oh,
I'll just say, Kaerith, you would be fully healed. I originally wasn't going to do that, and then I remembered I said Kaerith had a broken arm, and I think Solanima would actually have healed that. So, you will now be full healed, because Selena has very good healing.
well, never mind then. She will
And
just
I think
rush
I
up
can
to him and
finally
go,
send the design for Solanima.
Ooh.
Everyone.
This is Solanima. Malachi Solanima. One of the few dwarves you've ever seen who doesn't have a beard and is a man. And let's be honest, most dwarves who are women also have beards, so it's pretty uncommon for especially a male dwarf to not have a beard.
Stereotype, are we racially profiling what
Yes.
women as their
Absolutely.
mates?
Yes, I'm racially profiling my characters.
Quote that.
As you guys approach, the Solanima would look at the party and the 2 other people who've just tagged along because they don't have anywhere else to be right now. You brought others with you as well. Alright, so that's
Yeah.
fine. You, and he points to the monk you know as Uther now. Actually, I don't think I've ever told you his last name, but I'll just say, because probably at some point between the 2 episodes he would have introduced himself fully. The monk's name is Uther Redfrost, a Numenari. So from the opposite side of the world, all the way in the far south, where it is freezing cold. And also, you can tell Solanima knows who Jack is, but doesn't seem to have he seems to not like him, but not be like actively hostile. And Solanima's going to turn to address the rest of you. So, you've been apprehended by Heliodor. And Heliodor has attempted to take my life using your friend. Is that correct?
Yes.
Then it is not a crime you should be punished for. But you will not be able to walk out in the daylight, or you will be found by his enforcement.
Right.
I have arranged for a place. Well, I'm in the process of arranging for a place for you to stay out of sight. I have friends who can conceal things very easily if they need to. Mostly religious artifacts. And as for you, as he's going to point at Uther, you cannot be here. I will not stop you from leaving because you throw a wrench in the plans of our mutual adversary, but I will not have Numenari wandering around my city free for long. You can see, like, Uther, though blind, you can tell his body language is that he wants to attack this person, but he is going to take the opportunity to leave. As he is going to walk back down the tunnel that you went, that you came down here with. And I guess he'll just try and find a way out. He does have tremor sense after all. He should be able to find it. Uther, as he's walking away, this is a very silent, stoic person. Could I get a... What's you guys' passive perceptions?
Mine's like
Oh.
10.
Oh,
You know, I'll just let you guys hear this.
Think
You guys would
6.
hear...
Oh.
You guys probably wouldn't be able to normally, but I'll just say you can, because the caves are echoey. You would hear him mutter under his breath. Never would I thought I see the day when I would leave traitorous acolytes and druids of decaying gods left alive. And you can hear him move down the tunnel and leave. You can tell if circumstances were different, he would be an adversary of Ro, Leinara, and Solanma. At minimum. He will leave for now. Who knows if we'll see him again.
even after Kaerith leaves, we'll just look at the party and just like give them a glare, but not like a the fuck did you do glare? They're more like, oh, as I just after that glare, just look at Salamina waiting for more instructions on the quest we were given.
Since I've already explained part of this in the other episode with Kaerith, I will just kind of summarize what Salam would fill you in with. I'm assuming you guys would fill in Solanima on what you guys know, or if there's anything in particular you want to leave out, or add that's untrue, or anything like that, let me know. Is there anything you guys want to change? Or would you guys just tell him things? Unless you just don't want to tell him things. You don't have to.
I mean, I feel like Nara at least would want to skim over what happened in the prison exactly.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah.
Once you guys, I'm assuming Ro doesn't say anything about some of the operations with Feldspar, though. I would assume.
No, but she might
Yeah.
mention the want to kill Heliodor.
After you guys can discuss this with him, he would nod and say, "Hold on. Heliodor has a speech later, tomorrow or today, depending on how you want to measure time. It is very early in the morning at the moment. Honestly, it's unclear how he knows that at the moment. You are deep underground. He seems to know what time it is. He's a druid, after all, very in tune with nature and natural cycles, so he likely has a pretty good understanding of what time it is. For now, I will send you to my friend, who is a curator. She will make sure that you are unbothered for the day, as some of my druids scout out a place to descend. We cannot have you in the city, and yet my druids must remain active in the city without disappearing themselves, or Heliodor will know that something is up. So, you will disappear underground in a day or two to descend to the Earth Goddess's home and resting place where she slumbers, and awaken her. Is that understood?
How are we meant to wake her up? Why
You'll
are
have
we
to find a
waking her
way.
up?
If you are able to awaken the Earth Goddess, then she can protect herself or move out of the way of the Conclave as they attempt to reach her deep beneath the Earth. They are already mining down.
Right.
They will take a lot longer, but unfortunately you won't be able to reach her through the tunnels that they would, without going the way they are mining down and giving them direct access. There are caves carved by water flowing in from the ocean that are little explored, but there is water that flows deep within Crotha's domain and water that flows from this location. It is the only place the water could come from. I do not know the tunnels myself, but they almost certainly lead to Crotha.
Right. Right.
If there's nothing else to discuss, I must prepare to leave. Get ready for tomorrow. I need to make an appearance publicly, and one that is not outwardly hostile towards Heliodor.
Of course.
And with that, he's going to, if you would allow it, escort the party with these two stone-covered druid guards all the way to this passage that leads up somewhere else in the city. As you would find yourself eventually entering out of this cave through a series of doors as things become more carved into a basement that is a huge storage room full of crates, a lot of them marked with fragile on the sides. You can tell this is extremely expensive stuff in here. This seems like museum items that are not on display currently, or relics. As you walk through, you would hear Solanima say, "Don't touch anything. These things are worth more than your very lives." And eventually you would come up out of a passageway and hear the footsteps of some very nice shoes on tile. As coming around the corner is that elven woman with the silver scales on her face, the white hair, looks very elegant and well put together, with the glasses sitting on the tip of her nose as she pushes them up towards her face, as she looks at all of you. Oh, hello. Malachi.
Oh.
It's good to see you, you podcasts. And I'll just say, Ro, you know that normally it is extremely frowned upon to speak to a oligarch with their first name, unless you are also very on good terms with these people. As they talk for a moment, kind of filling in this librarian, aka Curator Sylvestra, you would hear Malachi Solanima say, "Silver, I need a favor. I need you to conceal these people for a bit. I need them hidden from even the other oligarchs for now." Of course, Kai, anything for you. How long? 2 days. 2 days' time. All right then. That's unfortunate, but I'll shut down. We'll be under renovation for a couple days then. You see Salama nod, and then as he starts walking away, Sylvestra kind of looks after him. Kai, where are you going? Really, that's it. We haven't talked in like a week, and she's going. She like kind of does that kind of posh walk, like light jog over to him, and can kind of like give him a hug over his shoulder. You can tell this is not like a romantic hug. This is like a weird aunt is like saying bye to you at a family reunion kind of thing. And Solanima is going to look at her, and you can know she just called him Kai and didn't get immediately executed for this. And he walks away without starting anything here. As Sylvestra walks back over to the rest of you, and is going to say, "All right, give me a few minutes to clear the place, and you'll have the run of the museum and library for a couple days if you need to stay here. All right?"
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
You guys will have to wait for a moment here. If there's anything you want to discuss or do while you are waiting for a moment in the basement, you can hear talking upstairs as Sylvester is just making sure everyone clears out, workers as well. You can hear some confusion, but she's just saying, "Oh, I apologize. I didn't warn you beforehand. This has been scheduled for a while. It just might not have made it onto our calendars." If there's anything you want to go over or talk about, is there? I guess is really what I'm asking.
This isn't really how I imagined my first proper visit to this library to be.
Well, you get the whole place to yourself now. You can, search up whatever you want.
Yeah. Should probably... Yeah.
I think Ro's gonna pull out some crimson and start smoking it.
Oh
you would
my
eventually
god.
see Sylvestra come back down. Oh, please, not in here. These are extremely valuable historical relics. If you could not do that in here, it may stain some of our parchments and artifacts.
Ro's gonna roll her eyes and then put it out and be like, okay.
Yeah, okay.
If you would like to come upstairs, feel free. And she's going to lead you up. This is like the main museum hall of this, of the Liber Aureus. It is beautiful and ornate, with huge columns with these tapestries hanging from banners showing different things from history. All sorts of relics, organized with under the titles of various wars or time periods. And as she gestures around, "Well then, if you need me, I will be at my desk. I still have some things to organize. But if there's anything I can help you with, don't hesitate to ask, 'cause it's my job after all. And right now, I'm making sure you're comfortable here for my friend." So...
Thank you.
And you guys will have the run of the library and museum with no one else here other than you and Sylvestra, Curator Sylvestra, for the entire day.
Wow,
You
we can
have
say
you have the museum, the library, and what seems to be an extremely knowledgeable scholar and curator in Sylvestra, of course. If there's anything
Oh
you
my
want to
God.
try and research in any of these ways, please tell me now. If there's a Ozzy, you guys want to roll like initiative, I guess, to figure out what order if you guys have things you want to look at, whatever you want to go in.
Shit.
Yeah, that might be the
Shit.
best.
So, you can try and find historical things, or if you just want to know something, if you want to ask Sylvestra about something, she has knowledge that isn't just historical. She is a little bit more up to date on things, or if there's anything you're just curious about that you want to know from her.
Okay,
She's
well,
also
first of all,
Okay.
someone okay. And that's a
Oh.
nat 20. I got her
Oh,
nat
come
20.
on! You gotta be kidding me, man.
Okay, before I actually say my selection, so basically our quest is to wake up Kaf, the Earth Goddess, before the Phoenix Conclave reaches her, right?
Yes.
She's currently dormant.
From what Solanima said, yes. I don't think that's something you would have known about until recently, though.
Okay. Well then I would just like to ask Sylvia, whatever her name is, if there were any prehistoric times in which Kafra was dormant but woke up before.
Like if there's anything that woke her up in the past, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, she hasn't been dormant for all that long. In the time that I've lived here, she was awake for a very long time, and only like 100 years ago, she kind of went dormant, and over the course of the last century before that, she slowly kind of... Her powers were less frequently seen, like the actual effects of them. Her powers are extremely slow, but it was starting to be noticed that they were a little different. She hasn't really been woken since. Her influence is still definitely present. Many of the druids feed off of her power. Not feed off of, but their magic is fueled through her power. So she is alive. That's how we know she's dormant, not necessarily dead, and things haven't really changed in the last 100 years. The last time she was properly seen would be by Malachi Slanima, when he was ordained as Archdruid about 250-ish years ago. I remember that day. That was quite lovely.
Well, Kaerith would just sigh and then just ask.
You know, Kai
Where-
was the
where-
first Archdruid here to be ordained after the Theoclism. Sorry, Malachi
Okay,
Solanima. I know, not different. I have special permissions. I knew him when he was a baby.
What the hell? Okay, well, Kaerith would just like sigh again and just be like, "Where is your celestial language books again?"
Oh, celestial language. Upstairs, should be a couple rows down. Look for the signs top of the bookshelves. Should be one that has, there should be one that's modern languages, one archaic languages. Should be one of the further down the line on the archaic languages.
Thank you very much. As Kaerith would just like head upstairs and just continue reading about the celestial language and maybe use his small proficiency in this language to read other books written in this language.
You could start looking into these ancient books. A lot of them are religious texts, to be honest. There's a lot
Okay.
less history in them, but they are still like very telling of how people used to worship these gods.
How did people used to worship Kafra then? Kafra.
Brother, can I get an investigation check?
Of course you can. Let me just see what my modifier was on this. plus 4. And that's a 23.
With a 23. Prayers to Krotha, at least in olden times, I would say less of the true beliefs of the past have been being used by Solanima's druids and the followers of Krotha nowadays. But back in the day, it was a lot about valuing the things you get from the earth. Honestly, a lot of worship of collecting beautiful gemstones and gold, and a lot of these beliefs that led dwarves to amass huge piles of riches from the earth was because they had so much respect for the earth goddess who created them for them to find. Every resource was used. Stone was made into buildings, crops were cultivated, and anything left over of the crops would be given back to the earth that wasn't consumed by people, so like ground up into compost. And also, a lot of the times people would kind of kneel to the ground and have both hands fully palms on the ground, hands kind of like spread out with their fingers, with their eyes closed, to pray directly to Krotha, trying to form a connection spiritually with the earth goddess deep beneath, and would often wish for and often it would be a lot of thanks for things, as well as asking for future bountiful harvests, whether bountiful harvest means from crops or from the earth, stones and metals and that kind of thing, or also asking for forgiveness so she wouldn't level entire cities with an earthquake. You can't find the exact city name, but it seems like thousands and thousands of years ago there was a city that was completely destroyed in the desert, that Krotha was angered by, and she completely destroyed it out of anger. You can't quite tell what they did to make her that angry, but she was mad. Apparently, the earth shaking caused a essentially near perpetual sandstorm for like 100 years. Before, when the dust finally settled, there was nothing left. It was just sand dunes. There was a city, and then it was gone.
Damn. Oh. And just one last final thing for Kaerith's research. Is there like any saying or dance that the druids or prehistoric people used to do to connect more with Krotha?
Not necessarily. Like there are definitely like chants and stuff in Celestial. A lot of them are more just advanced prayers, pretty much, rather than anything particular to connect deeper.
Okay.
They're just like out of more respect. There's definitely like greetings and farewells, such as, let me try and find this real quick. There's the term calling someone stone-hearted in ancient dwarven cultures used to mean pretty much very stoic and strong and brave, as well as kind of wishing them, it kind of is a little lost in translation, but a lot of wishes of stability, especially, because at the end of the day, what is the goddess of the earth but the foundations of pretty much everything else in the world.
Okay. Well, that's it for Kaerith for the first day / night.
All right. Next up in initiative order would be Ro. If there's anything in particular you would want to seek out in this place.
Is Jack still with them, or did he go when they came here?
Jack is there for like 2 hours and then disappears.
Right. Okay. Well, she's gonna get her alcohol out if she can't smoke, and start drinking. And then cast Find Familiar and get Bug back.
All right.
And then I think she's just gonna wander the museum and see what she can half learn about it.
All right. So just kind of just like get generally looking around at things that might be interesting, kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. Just give me an investigation check, and I'll have that be the judge of how good of information you get. And I'll just kind of pick some random pieces from around my notes.
25.
25. Very good. You can find a beautiful painting, actually, of a view from what looks to be the Sandringham coast a long, long time ago that shows dark clouds in the distance with these almost like light patterns across the sky radiating out from a point in the distance. As if like the very sky between these clouds has shattered open, like glass. Far in the distance, looking. I'll say you could tell it would be looking out from the coast, kind of in a southern direction. You can also find various records of famous artifacts. A lot of like sketches and drawings that are up on display. Here's a couple. Luminova, a staff, seems to be from the Mushroom Plateaus. A spear known as Gaujenspear, which is currently actually wielded by the king or prince of Dunafjord. Whoever's in charge pretty much has it. Apparently it was used in the Southlands War, and very famously recently took out the eye of a Numenari general who was the daughter of the current Numenari leader. That general was actually banished after losing that war. I think you'd know. Right next to that, actually, you can see a depiction of a thing called the Sword of Undying Flame, which was wielded by that same general, who you can actually find the name of on here is Nissa Pyresoul. Pretty much it can create a divine flame on its blade. After that general's eye was gouged out and she was thrown into the ocean, the sword was lost and hasn't been seen since. But there are depictions of it here. A couple of varying accounts, but still very cool artifacts. And I think that would be what you could get out of that. So some pretty good deep stuff for other areas of the world.
As she's walking through, she'll just kind of be like talking to Bug and explaining what she reads to Bug as she keeps just drinking her drink.
Yeah, Bug has just a glazed over expression, but like keeps looking at you anyway. Doesn't understand a word of what's going on, but is just happy to hear a voice.
She'll probably at some point offer some drink to Bug as well.
It like sips a little bit and then recoils.
Perfect. Yeah, and that's it for Ro. She spends her day roaming the museum.
Alright, next up would be Leinara.
So how many topics do I get?
However many you think you could cover in a day.
Okay. Okay, so sorry, I've been really excited for this.
You have a full day, but it is a huge library to try and find things in.
Yeah.
And you do
I've
have
got
the
a
curator
lot.
pretty much just here with not as much else to do right now if you need help.
Okay. I'm gonna switch around these two on the priority list then. I think Leinara's gonna start by because of current events, they're gonna start by looking into House Heliodor. Specifically the last two oligarchs for the most part, so Ragnall and Sergio.
Interesting. All right.
Well, no thy enemy and all, you know.
So I have that on a different document. Sorry, I have like 8 documents up right now to make sure.
You're fine. It's fine.
need.
I have so much stuff I want to know.
All right, so you're just looking for general information on those two, right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of accounts of Sergio right now,
Okay.
other than like mentions in other stuff. I mean, he hasn't been in power for.
Right.
I think if I'm right, he's been in power for under a month at the moment.
Mhm.
So he is not particularly documented right now in at least like most of these political things that would actually be helpful. Though Ragnall, on the other hand, Ragnall Solanima has a lot of Ragnall Heliodor, wrong name, has a lot of accounts of being beloved. They were actually a group of humans who had great influence in Oremhold, the biggest city in the world before the Theoclism, which the Shattered Heart is centered around. There is nothing but ocean where this city used to be, and it was built on this like almost elevated moor area of the world, and it is completely gone, like to the point where water is filled in underneath where it used to be. They were actually in Sandrigara during the Theoclism, is the only reason their family is alive. And the father of Ragnall made a life there, had Ragnall in, not father. It actually would be a couple generations now. I believe it would be 3 generations prior to Ragnall that have been in Sandrigara and have used their influence here because they had a lot of holdings here, as it used to be a very industrial town, to make a new life here and pretty much reclaim the noble status that he had in Oremhold. Ragnall has been very tough on, especially they're described in here as terrorists, pirates, mostly the Jackalkin in that regard.
Yeah.
And have been known for actually being very charitable for the arts and various organizations like that. Definitely the most beloved, the most charitable of all 3 families. It seems like actually they weren't one of the main 3 a long time ago, but because there was more like the company owners and then like the elected government here, and then as the chaos of the Theoclism happened, the company owners and nobles kind of just got in charge and have held it since. There is actually no, that wouldn't be here. I was gonna say a rumor that Ro would have known, but this is not anything that would be here because it would be censored out of this library.
Darn. Okay. Unfortunately.
Actually, no. I will say this. You would see mention of that there were rumors of the Heliodor family actually being a distributor of Crimson, but they have been investigated and found untrue. And the people who were distributing these were terrorists themselves.
Okay. Interesting. Not quite what I was looking for, but helpful nonetheless. Oh, I have a list!
Also,
and it's incomplete.
I didn't even make you roll for that, but I think there's enough information. I don't really need you to roll for this one. Like that one.
Okay.
Solanima, Heliodor, Guildheart, they're all easy to find here.
Yeah. There's an okay. So I'm just trying to consider like.
I'll say that one wouldn't have taken that long.
Okay. Okay, I'll hold on to that topic. I think the next thing Leinara would like to look into is possibly the presence of the Phoenix Conclave, just in general.
All right.
If there's any record of it beyond recent, like obviously like anything helps, but
All right. Mentions of the Phoenix Conclave in Sandragara specifically, or just anywhere?
or just in general, like.
All right. Can you give me investigation?
Yeah.
And I'll actually give you proficiency. I feel like Leinara would be proficient with library, to be honest, from backstory stuff. So I will let you add proficiency on top of that.
Okay, so proficiency, do I roll if no advantage, right?
Investigation, and then you just have a feature that makes it so you get it. Oh wait, you just have a feature that gives you advantage. Okay, so never mind. Ignore the proficiency. You just have the advantage.
Okay, so just advantage.
Yes. I completely forgot that was just a feature in your stuff that we already picked for you. That's perfect.
Oh, great. So that's gonna be 20.
20.
Yes.
The first mention you can find of the Ember Angel is from 100 years ago.
Oh wow.
A Dunafjord account. Apparently that was the first time that particular masked figure has been seen, and there's no account of the Golden Fire wings yet. Just a thing that has been accumulated by someone who is like investigating pretty much just various small marginalized or strange religious groups around the world. This book would have been written like 50 years ago. It seems like the Phoenix Conclave section in it is a small section, like one chapter. It does make mention of Birchda.
Figured. Okay.
None of the others are mentioned by name.
Okay.
Through this, it seems like they were mostly just accumulating followers with promises of that if the followers help them, they can help create a new world order. So pretty much what you've already heard. It seems like at this point when this was written, there was not enough information. Now, with your library proficiency, I will say you have found a lot of recent accounts which are pretty much just explanations of what they believe, not a lot of actually helpful information. But with the library skills, I will say you can go down a bit of a rabbit hole here if you'd like. Because there is more on Birchda.
Okay.
You can find multiple accounts of things about Birchda, actually. Specifically, a encounter where a couple travelers, actually a group of Sherpas brought a couple travelers who had come to Dunafjord up to investigate the cabin of a dead witch. And during that, they had accidentally triggered something magical, which drained the life force from one of these Sherpas and reanimated her.
Oh, okay.
You can also find an account of, let's see, what else would you be able to find an account of? She was executed
Oh,
by Dunafjordian government, by order of the king, about 250 years ago.
Okay.
And it seems like she only came back 100 years ago. And with with the 20, I will say with finding both of these things, you can tell that probably the people who were up with the Sherpas seeking Birchda's cabin was likely the Phoenix Conclave or the Ember Angel. Though you cannot find direct account of that. You can also find mention of her particular studies specifically into immortality.
Oh, okay.
And there is actually mention of a plant that you've seen before
Oh.
as an attempt at immortality that was found in a notebook in Birch's cabin 100 plus years ago, like 150. Apparently an unsuccessful immortality tonic using the wisp lily.
Interesting.
But yeah, it seems like the Ember Angel, in everything you read, literally a lot of these books say, came out of nowhere. Just appeared. Just showed up at a town one day, and there is no record of them ever existing. Beyond that.
Huh.
Like 100 years ago, showed up, and it's been present since.
Just fucking poofed into existence. Okay. Sure. Okay. Interesting. Well, with that done, I feel like that's a very nice segue into potentially, Leinara then looking into the masks
Alright.
that we were talking about. With because I imagine at this point they might have connected. Oh, you know, the whole townsfolk bit and the Ember Angel. I think they'd want to look into that specific tradition.
With the masks, these were a tradition in a place called the Yes, actually.
Sorry.
Oops. I was about to start telling you some stuff.
Okay.
I think this isn't like too high of a DC for what I was about to say, but yeah, you
Okay.
should roll.
Okay. Same thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. Okay, these numbers are not that great. That's a 16.
Okay. All you're gonna get then is that the tradition of making masks to represent transformation specifically began in a place called the Western Heartlands. This would be places like Ivywood or Caldrasar. Some people in the modern city of Moorborough still practice the art form, but it largely died out after the Theoclism, because the Theoclism destroyed Ivywood and Caldrasar.
Okay.
There is actually a recent remark about the Ember Angel.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much that it hasn't really been seen outside of Moorborough that much, and then remarks about specifically the Ember Angel because it's pretty unusual for that specific topic to come back up. This is a book that was written 20 years ago. It's not that long in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, that's all you get for masks.
Sorry, I'm like scribbling down information. I can't read any of this.
I do think that would probably be as much as you could research in the day, though.
Yes, that's understandable.
Finally, Kenzie, if there's anything you would like to look into, what would it be? Or if you just want to get any information from Sylvester.
I don't know. Kenzie probably wouldn't do much research because she's not very
That's fair.
a researchy person. So she's probably like sat on a table for the whole day, just like watching the others just dash around the library.
Would you end up talking to Silva at all? Or sorry, Sylvester?
Yeah, possibly. If like, yeah. You said that she knows recent stuff. Would it be like recent as in like this week kind of stuff?
She
or...
knows a lot. I'll just say she knows things dating back. I won't say how old she is, but she is a pre-Theoclism person. She has lived through the Theoclism.
Okay.
So she is extremely knowledgeable about the past, but she also is clearly very up to date on things going on in the city currently. Probably one of the most knowledgeable people you could meet.
Okay. Sorry, I'm very undecisive.
She also knew Solanum as a kid. Apparently.
No, I don't think Kenzie would like ask anything, so we can
Alright.
skip to someone else.
Trying to see if there's anything else here. Would anyone actually interact with Sylvestra all that much?
I think Ro probably would if we have another day.
If you want to, you could in the same day. I mean, if you're just like looking for general information, she'd probably be moving around and like rearranging things. And she's a museum curator. Like, if she comes across any of you during this, she'll like point out some like important things and talk about for a second and then move on to whatever else she needs to do.
I think
Very passionate about this.
Just a question. When, like, in chronological time, do we need to go to wake up Grappa?
You would have you'd know it's tomorrow. You would have had time to get to here, sleep for long enough to get a long rest, research all of this, and that's where we are right now. The next morning is when Slam was saying you should probably leave.
Okay, so we
So
still
you
have
just,
a
like,
day.
plenty of time.
Okay, well, after Void
Real quick,
spells-
yeah, could we? I just want to follow up with Ro before we move on.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause
that's
we're
exactly what I
doing
want to
something there.
say.
Ro would probably bring up the Theoclism and see what information she can get on that from.
The Theoclism. Honestly, I know a lot of people, it's all they've ever known. I had lived, well over half my life before it even happened. I like to think I don't look that old, but, and honestly, she looks fairly young. I would say this is a woman who looks, if you were going to put her in human years, 20, 30. Is an elf, or she's an elf. And theoretically, elves should only be able to live for a max of like 750 years. If she has lived half her life before the Theoclism, she is over 1,000. And she would go on to explain a few things about the Theoclism. You know, I actually, not a lot of people are still alive who have lived through it, but it was catastrophic. It is something for the history books, definitely, and so many beautiful artifacts have been able to be collected because of it, but that doesn't make up for the damage that was caused. The very sky supposedly fell. I wasn't there, of course, present. I was unfortunately in my own home when it happened. I only saw the end of the I mean, everyone was like rushing outside, seeing it in the distance. All I saw was the dark clouds and the actual shockwave. But there were horrific waves, tidal waves even, that damaged the coastline housings significant. There was much less built there, but many ships were destroyed. I mean, I had the chance to watch from above the ships being smashed against the shore, people fleeing up. The very ground shook when it happened. The skies were clouded in dust and ash for a year, as it felt like it would, every time it rained, it was like black, dusty mud. It was horrible.
What about the events leading up to it?
Well, we were coming up on the equinox, the spring equinox, and There was simply the normal equinox festivals in Ormold. And even here and many other places, I didn't live in the city proper at that point. Or at least I came down to it here and there, as I did for the actual event. But I was in town for those festivals. There was no warning, except the draining of people's magic. I could feel my own magic being weakened, and many clerics and druids felt their connections to their gods be weaker, leading up to it. No answers to why this was happening would even come from prayers to these gods. And then, on the equinox, from what I hear, the Twilight Vanguard marched on Ormhold, the followers of Zingul Ka, and they never even made it out. The theoclism happened, every person there died, along with Newman. I've seen theories of, there's a lot of theories for what happened. Some people think he simply left. I don't think that would happen in an explosion. But others say his power grew and grew, and somehow he collapsed in on himself like some kind of dying star. People think as a mortal could get some kind of cancer, that possibly Newman himself formed some kind of divine version of the same that corrupted his magic until it collapsed in on himself again. It, like a lot of these theories are, that his own magic collapsed on him. The most prevalent, of course, is that Zingul Ka killed him, though it's unproven.
What do you think happened?
It's hard to say. The march on Ormhold is definitely an indicator of some foul play. It could have been something along the lines of one of the other theories, and then, who knows, maybe those soldiers were there to just finish the job. It could be any combination, really. I have always been to the theory that Zingul Ka himself would not be powerful enough to create the amount of force needed to cause the theoclism itself. But if there was some sort of scuffle, that Newman could have done it, but I've thought about it for long enough that I think I've accepted that it may be something I never know for sure.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Of course, anything.
It's just something I've always been curious about.
Yes, I'm happy to share anything I know about all of this. It's been my life's work to assemble all of this.
And it's a beautiful place.
Yes, thank you. She kind of looks up at the architecture. You know, I'm being Lord Solanima. His grandfather started building this place so long ago. And I helped him collect some of the artifacts here.
What would you say your favorite artifact is?
Oh, there's so many. She'd kind of look around at all of these beautiful things. Things go in and out of displays, of course, but I have always loved this gemstone. As she is going to bring you over. It's not even magical. It's just, it was actually mine, and holds a special value to me. It was a gift a long time ago from the people of this town. They found it deep within the earth and decided to give it to me, and I have treasured it since and put it here in a place of honor.
Do do you think it's something like that could help us wake up the you know, the one buried down deep below?
I don't think
Gosh, I
so.
don't remember.
I think she has a million of these, and
Uh,
I mean, she is
okay.
the creator of this kind of thing. It is a beautiful gift from Krotha and the people, arguably.
Oh, okay.
And I'd
This
like you to
is
give me
gorgeous.
I will say Insight, Nature, Arcana. Any of those, whichever you want. Because
We'll
I
go
think you've gotten enough
Insight.
information from Sylvestra now that you can tell she's older than an elf should be able to be. She's seemingly not aged. And along with some other factors, such as collecting a lot of artifacts and treasures, that I think you might be able to figure out something about this person.
25?
With a 25, you are not talking to an elf. This is a silver dragon, taking the form of a human. Or a elf, sorry. This is a very old silver dragon.
I don't even know what to do with that information.
You are currently standing in a dragon's hoard.
Oh.
Which the public is free to walk through and examine at their leisure. Which, as that realization kicks in, you realize why there are scales on her face and hands. This is a specific choice. She is not hiding being a dragon. She's simply just not saying it specifically. She's not like announcing it, but she is, if someone knows she's a dragon, she doesn't seem to care. You would actually guess a lot of people probably do know.
I don't even know. I don't know what to do with that information. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, there's not much to do. But you
That's
simply
crazy.
know she is a dragon.
I think Ro might be done for the night after realizing that.
As you guys are getting ready to kind of reconvene for the night, you would hear music from Sylvestra's like desk area. Would any of you go and visit that before going to sleep? Or all of you, if you want.
Yes.
I know I would.
Absolutely. Party.
It sounds like orchestral music.
Things we shouldn't barge into? Sign me the fuck up!
We at
Yeah,
least
just get a
please
barge
use
on
some
a silver
form of
dragon.
spell.
I'll just say, you don't know if this
No.
is a ancient or a adult dragon, but either way, very powerful. But honestly, she does not seem warlike.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'll actually elaborate on something I said earlier with Rose 25. Silver dragons are known to be quite friendly. They are typically chaotic good. They are storytellers and love like tales and legends, and honestly are quite beloved in a lot of cities in the past. Unlike some more wrathful red or black dragons who are a lot more monstrous and murderous, silver dragons have always been something that's very chill and something that you could sit around a campfire with and tell ghost stories with, rather than something that will devour you the moment you approach it. But as you walk into Sylvestra's office, you can see she has this almost like fountain bird bath type thing in the middle of the room with this beautifully reflective water, but it's not reflecting the room. And she kind of looks to the door. If you'd like to come in, feel free. And invite you over to this strange water-filled pool up on this like stand. And as you look down into this, you can see this is a method of scrying on somewhere else in the city. Solanima said he needed to make an appearance tonight, and it quickly clicks with you that this must be the appearance. As you are looking at a lot of people gathered around in this amphitheater. It's almost like an amphitheater, but then like the stage is like raised up in front of that. You can see a beautiful band orchestra playing this beautiful music, and it seems like a little bit somber. With the and you can see the conductor bring his hands down as the music dulls to just a simple background as he turns around, and you can see Sergio Heliodor. And on either side of the stage, you can just see like they seem to have just like positions. Up here, the other two oligarchs, pretending as if no one tried to kill each other recently. As Sergio addresses the crowd, you can quickly realize that this is a memorial speech.
Thank you, one and all, for being here today to remember a man whose love for this city and for all of you was his guiding light. My father, Ragnar Heliodor, was an inspiration not only to myself, but to so many others who strive to protect and steward Sandrigara. He was a man who, no matter what the situation, would work hard to find the best solution for our people. A nobleman who, instead of spending his time relaxing with his wealth, spent late nights working with our law enforcement and military to protect our city, yet still found time to be a patron of the arts and help fund those who would make our home the utopia that it is. My father was the closest thing this city had to a perfect leader. So many of his plans for the future were left unfinished. When he knew his time was approaching, he told me that he needed my help to carry on his legacy. I didn't think I could, yet he believed. And now I ask you to give me the same trust as we walk hand in hand into a new era. An era of unity, an era of peace, and an era of change. In the last years of Lord Heliodor's life, he began working with an organization which strives to make a better world for those who come after us. Which is why I'm happy to announce that House Heliodor will be working closely with the Phoenix Conclave. Around Heliodor, golden illusory flames ignite, forming the glowing images of the Conclave's leadership. The images take the forms of Latondri, the sculptor, Birchta, the weaver, as well as a beautiful Triton woman holding a paintbrush and palette. And finally, behind the others and much larger in this fiery form, the Ember Angel, Ezrafael. This cooperation has already led to results. Not only have the Conclave aided our people through their teachings, but as of only a month ago, the Conclave has pushed back the Jackalkin, forcing them out of Alderaani's rest. The crowd goes wild as cheers echo through the venue. Together, my father, the Conclave, and myself have made Lord Heliodor's final official act as leader of this city one to liberate an innocent village from terrorist occupation. This is what you can expect from my leadership as we walk together into this new age of Sandrigara. No other cares for you and your people as I do. Trust me in your heart and soul, and I will be the leader that you need in this time of change. From the ashes of my father's regime, I shall rise again to bathe our proud city in the light of a new dawn. The resources beneath this city can aid our path to a new age of prosperity. Rest well tonight, for in the months to come we must work to uncover what lies beneath the ground. Work hard and you will be rewarded. Follow me unto a better world, unto a future not governed by archaic divinities, unto salvation.
And as Sergio speaks the final words of his speech, he turns to the orchestra behind him, raising his hands as the music returns and crescendos. At this moment, could I get someone to roll an insight or arcana check?
Can we do an average actually? Because I do believe everyone will want to do it.
Yeah, sure. We can run an average check. Let's go for it.
Oh gosh.
Okay, wait, do we pick, does everyone roll one kind?
Why don't we say you can pick insight or arcana, and we'll average out the total.
Okay.
My arcana is better than my insight.
Well, I've
Yeah.
got +9 insight.
I've got plus
Oh,
8.
okay.
So you
You
can
know,
pick
Okay,
whichever you
we'll
want
go with insight.
individually.
We'll go with insight.
Insight it is.
You
Insight
can
it
pick
is.
whichever you
Insight it
want
is.
individually. Like,
Oh,
some of you can roll
okay.
insight, some of you can roll arcana if you want. You can pick.
Oh, awesome.
Okay,
Oh,
so that's
that was
Oh
bad.
god, where's my
for me.
dice going?
11.
All my dice.
So
Okay.
that's 17 for me.
Oh, that's a 9.
Oh,
27.
gosh. Oh!
Okay. So that's 27 plus 9 plus 11 plus 17. That is a little above the DC, barely.
Let's go.
Or wait, no, that is the DC. That would be an average of
Oh.
16. That is the DC.
Oh. Good job, gang.
Yay.
You
Good job, gang.
feel magic touch your mind, as you actually can hear the music from where you are in the library, as if it is audible everywhere in the city. As this will not affect you, because you are not technically possible to affect with this spell. But this is essentially a ritual of mass suggestion over the entire city. As in, he is going to
my-
charm every person in the city who is not actively hostile. And I think with that, we will wrap up our episode. So thank you everyone for watching.
Oh.
As we move into a new era of Heliodor being in charge of literally everyone in the city.
Oh.
Literally.
Bye everyone.